Hi, Simona.
Yes, that's right. You got it. Is there any chance you can turn your camera on?
Um, can I open my camera on later? Because
Sure.
I'm in my room and Nikki naked, so I'm sorry I cannot turn my video on because I don't want to make you embarrassed and make you feel hurt.
Okay, don't worry. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I understand. That is totally fine.
Yeah, because now it's the summer season in Taiwan, so it's
right.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell me more about the summer season in Taiwan. What are you doing during the summer?
Okay. The temperature is around 33 degrees. Or usually in summer, the temperature is over 30 degrees.
Right.
And I seldom go outside because it's too hot, and especially in Taiwan is having COVID-19 situation, and we are in level 3 of quotation.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty bad with COVID, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I seldom go outside. Almost one time per week or per month. Yeah.
So what else do you do?
We order food by Uber Eats, Food Panda, something like these apps.
Yeah, that makes sense. And what do you like to do in your free time?
Watch TV and watch some movies and surface on website like Facebook or some news.
Right, that's good. And are you a student? Like, what do you do? How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm not a student. I am 40 years old, and I got married, have 2 daughters.
Oh, okay.
One
then
is 10 years old, small one is 8 years old, and they are study from home as well with me, and they are in summer vacation since this week.
Yeah, that's great. It is just hard to imagine the person, without seeing them. So when I listen to your voice, I can't tell how old are you,
Yes.
It's difficult. Well, anyways, nice to meet you, Ricky.
Thank you. Me too.
Yes. So I don't know if anyone else will join us, but we can just go ahead and get started with today's topic, right?
Okay.
So what I will be doing is sharing my screen, right, with you. We are talking about pets and animals today. It is a very interesting topic. First of all, do you and your family have any pets?
No, we don't have any pets before.
Yeah, I guess 2 children is enough, right?
Yes, but okay. I do, of course, I do have some pets before in when I am a child. Yeah, like a bird. Yeah, and
Okay.
yeah, but I don't have any pets after my 2 daughters.
Yeah, and your daughters, they don't want any pets? Because I know, for example, I have a little sister, and she's actually here right now. She is almost 8 years old, and she really, really wants a pet. and all the time, you know, she's like, oh, I want a dog, I want something else. What about your kids?
They did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
So I think children like pets.
definitely. Yeah. Yeah. So what type of pet do your kids want?
What type of pets?
Like what? Like a cat?
Oh, dogs, cats, birds.
Everything.
Yeah, almost.
Right. Okay, Ricky.
But no
So,
tiger, no lions, no tigers,
oh,
no,
yes,
no
of course.
crocodiles.
Not so extreme, you know.
Yeah.
Um, well, we are talking about an animal that is kind of hard to be a pet today.
Mhm.
We are talking about the octopus, right? Have
Yes.
you heard of anyone having an octopus as a pet?
No.
Me neither. I mean, maybe it is possible, but I haven't heard of it.
Yes, I think it's possible. I think.
Right? Yeah, if you have an aquarium, maybe.
Mhm.
Right? Okay, so I will be sharing my screen and we will watch a video first. Oh, we have someone joining us. We can wait for him. Weston, hello. Hi there.
Hi.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I hear you.
Hello, thank you for joining us. My name is Simona.
Hi, Simona.
It is very nice to meet you. I am here with Ricky today, and you're Weston, right?
Yes, I'm Western.
Weston, are you from Taiwan?
Uh, Near, but I'm living in Hong Kong.
In Hong Kong. Cool. Awesome. Okay, well, do you and Ricky know each other?
No, we don't know each other.
Okay, so how about you tell us a little bit about yourself before we start?
Mm, I'm now 13 years old and live in Hong Kong Island.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, I have few family members. They are my mom, my sister, and my grandmother.
Okay, nice. And you study, I suppose?
Yes,
You're in
study.
school?
Yeah, I study at school and it's not far away to go to school.
Awesome. And so, since today we are talking about pets and animals, do you mind just telling us, do you have a pet? Do you know what a pet is?
Yes, I know what is a pet is, and I used to have some goldfish, but when I was
Mm-hmm.
in primary one, but they are dead later because I fed them too much,
Oh,
and then and then I also fed two tortoise, and my grandfather came and want to feed them, so he took them and he feed them now.
so he took your tortoise.
Yes, because my mom think he's very bored and because he's live only himself.
Okay, right. That makes sense. So now you don't have pets anymore.
Yes.
Okay. And do you want one?
No, uh, it's a bit. Um, if I have time, then I will want to have a pet. But
Okay.
now I think I will not want to have a pet.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. So we are talking about the octopus today, and I will be just sharing my screen so I can translate it for you. Let me know if you can see what I am sharing. Okay. just a thumbs up or speak up at any point.
Okay, I can see it.
You can see it? Okay. So we are talking about the octopus. And I suppose you probably know what the octopus is. Whoops.
Yes, I know.
Right?
With eight legs
Yes.
and soft and can spit some ink, thing like ink.
Exactly. Yeah. What about you, Ricky? You probably also know a lot about the octopus.
Not much. Yeah,
Not much.
I know what is octopus. I saw it on TV, but
Mhm.
I did not saw it in person.
Right.
I think probably I ate them before.
You probably ate it?
Ate them before. Yes, probably.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
they have 8 legs.
Yes,
They can
that's true. That's the
yeah
thing they're most famous for, right?
yeah they can spread out ink.
Exactly. Yes. And if I am not mistaken, some of them are also poisonous. Do we know what that is? Wait.
Yes, poisoned.
Right.
Yes, I think. Yeah, should be
Right.
poisonous. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So today specifically, we are talking about the octopus brain. We know what a brain is, right? The thing we think about, think with. Whoops, my bad. So let's watch this video. How about just to find out more about the octopus brain? Why is it special? Why is it extraordinary? And extraordinary is a great word. Do we know what's extraordinary? It's like, wow, it blows your mind. It's like so different and special, right?
Yes,
So
I
I
know
will
it
play,
good.
yes. So I will play this video and I kind of want you to think about anything that you find interesting, anything that, stands out to you, which means that, you find it very interesting, very impressive, curious, right? So I will play it and then we can talk about it. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay. And let me know if you can hear the sound and if you can just hear everything all right. Whoops. You can hear the sound?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
What could octopuses possibly have in common with us? After all, they don't have lungs, spines, or even a plural noun we can all agree on. But what they do have is the ability to solve puzzles, learn through observation, and even use tools, just like some other animals we know. And what makes octopus intelligence so amazing is that it comes from a biological structure completely different from ours. The 200 or so species of octopuses are mollusks belonging to the order Cephalopoda, Greek for head feet. Those heads contain impressively large brains, with a brain to body ratio similar to that of other intelligent animals, and a complex nervous system with about as many
Whoops. I stopped it by accident.
neurons as that of a dog. But instead of being centralized in the brain, these 500 million neurons are spread out in a network of interconnected ganglia organized into three basic structures. The central brain only contains about 10% of the neurons, while the two huge optic lobes contain about 30%. The other 60% are in the tentacles, which for humans would be like our arms having minds of their own. This is where things get even more interesting. Vertebrates like us have a rigid skeleton to support our bodies, with joints that allow us to move. But not all types of movement are allowed. You can't bend your knee backwards, or bend your forearm in the middle, for example. Cephalopods, on the other hand, have no bones at all, allowing them to bend their limbs at any point and in any direction. So shaping their tentacles into any one of the virtually limitless number of possible arrangements is unlike anything we're used to. Consider a simple task, like grabbing and eating an apple. The human brain contains a neurological map of our body. When you see the apple, your brain's motor center activates the appropriate muscles, allowing you to reach out with your arm, grab it with your hand, bend your elbow joint, and bring it to your mouth. For an octopus, the process is quite different. Rather than a body map, the cephalopod brain has a behavior library. So when an octopus sees food, its brain doesn't activate a specific body part, but rather a behavioral response to grab. As the signal travels through the network, the arm neurons pick up the message and jump into action to command the movement. As soon as the arm touches the food, a muscle activation wave travels all the way through the arm to its base, while the arm sends back another wave from the base to the tip. The signals meet halfway between the food and the base of the arm, letting it know to bend at that spot. What all this means is that each of an octopus's 8 arms can essentially think for itself. This gives it amazing flexibility and creativity when facing a new situation or problem. Whether it's opening a bottle to reach food, escaping through a maze, moving around in a new environment, changing the texture and the color of its skin to blend into the scenery, or even mimicking other creatures to scare away enemies. Cephalopods may have evolved complex brains long before our vertebrate relatives, and octopus intelligence isn't just useful for octopuses. Their radically different nervous system and autonomously thinking appendages have inspired new research in developing flexible robots made of soft materials, and studying how intelligence can arise along such a divergent evolutionary path can help us understand more about intelligence and consciousness in general. Who knows what other forms of intelligent life are possible, or how they process the world around them?
Okay, so how did you like the video? Anyone? Weston, Ricky?
You will not really understand.
Right, it was kind of very, they were speaking very fast, right? It was hard to understand.
Yeah.
Well, from what you did understand, what is kind of one thing you found interesting or one question that you have about the octopus? Or should we kind of talk about what they were talking about in the video? Okay, how about we see a picture of the octopus to kind of imagine its body better, right? Oops. And that is actually one interesting thing that they mentioned in the video, that the single of only one octopus is octopus, right? But how do we call many of the same octopus? Do you know? Do we call them octopuses or octopi?
Octopuses.
Octopuses, right? Because we saw it on here. But a lot of people also call them octopi. And it sounds kind of strange, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and some people also call them octopodes. So there is octopodes, yes, that's right. So people can't agree on the plural of octopuses. But the correct one, you should know, is octopuses. And here we can see a lot of pictures. They're so beautiful, right? With their 8 limbs. Limbs, that's a useful word, right? Let's pronounce it.
Limbs.
So those are the endings, like arms and legs, but octopuses don't have arms or legs. They just have those 8, they actually called tentacles right here, right? So let's put this in here. So what do you think is the most interesting thing about the octopus?
With 8 legs.
Right. Yeah. Why should this animal have 8? For example, we humans have just 4, like we have 2 legs and 2 arms. So why should this animal have 8, right? It's kind of strange. So I thought it's very interesting that Ricky, you mentioned that you have eaten an octopus, right?
Yes.
So how did the octopus taste like?
Uh,
Do you remember?
I forgot.
You have also eaten one, Weston?
When I went to Korea with my family, there is a dish called octopus leg.
Right.
And
So
the special thing is because there are still some muscle memory, or their muscle is still haven't died yet, so the legs were still moving, or to catching things, although it's already died.
yeah, so it was still moving. Oh my God.
Yeah, although it was cut between the legs and the head.
Yeah, that's not nice. Was it delicious? Tasty?
A little bit tasty, not really delicious, but but I still like it.
Yeah. What about you, Ricky? Do you like the taste of octopus? Let's actually look at.
I don't like eating octopus that much. So I cannot remember the taste of octopus when I eating. I think is no taste. So usually before I eat octopus, will add sauces.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
I think
to make
it's
it taste. Yeah.
make it tasty.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So here I just Googled some octopus dishes. And I remember I have also eaten octopus, but I have always eaten like small ones, you know? I think they're called baby octopus. Let's check. Oops. Okay, that's not it.
And
But it's cute. It is very cute. Okay,
I
let's
just
see.
think that is this didn't look good when I eat the baby octopus.
Sorry, what? Can you repeat, please?
Uh, when I look at the picture that is still alive, then I think it will not look good when it was made to be a dish.
Right. It's true. Yeah. And here you would think that when you have an animal with so many feet looking kind of ugly, right? I think not a lot of people want to eat it, right? Because it looks kind of not very delicious. So do you like eating other types of seafood? Do you eat, for example,
Mm,
fish, shrimp?
I like to eat shrimp and other seafood. Normally, I eat all kinds of seafood, and I like it.
Yeah. And you, Ricky?
Yes, I do like eating fishes and the shrimps. Love
Right.
it.
And what about, I thought about one food that is a type of seafood that I don't like at all, and I'm going to show you. It's the oyster. You know what it is, yes? Have you ever had oyster?
Yes. Seldom, but I've tried before.
Yes. And did you like it?
Normal.
No?
Normal. Like I don't like it, but not really hate it.
Okay. Yeah. And what about you, Ricky?
I don't like I don't like them either.
Mm-hmm. So what do you like eating? What is your favorite type of food?
Mm, crabs.
What is it?
Crabs.
Sorry.
Crabs.
Oh, crepes.
Crabs.
Really? Wow, that's very interesting. I agree with you. Actually, very interesting. You're talking about French crepes, right?
French crabs.
Yes.
French. What does the French crabs
I'll
mean?
show you. Are you talking about crepes or are you talking about crab?
Crab. Crab. Seafood.
Like this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You're talking about crabs. Right. Yes, they're very delicious indeed. Okay. So this is your favorite type of seafood.
Yes. One kind of them.
Okay. Let's see, actually. We know what seafood is, right? I'm just going to put it in here. It contains
seafood,
all types of, wow, look at this beautiful platter, right? Let's write it here. Platter of seafood. Isn't it beautiful? So what do we see here?
Crab, shrimp, and other seafood.
Yes, it's a lot. So we see crabs, shrimp, we even have some corn as decoration. What about, do you know how those are called? Over here. Do you have any idea? No? So those are little shells, right? Shells. Let me translate it. Whoops. Shells.
shells,
And I will also show you a seashell, right? So those are like shells that are found under the sea and they have a little animal inside. So they're alive and they're actually called mussels. Whoops. There we go. Have you tried those?
Yeah. I
Yes.
think I've tried before, but
Okay.
kind of forgot.
Yeah. When I was young, I didn't like them. Like I thought they're very gooey. They look kind of strange and I didn't like them. But as I grew older, I started liking them much more and eating them a lot. Mussels, they're very interesting. And sometimes they also have pearls inside, right? Have you seen this? With pearls?
Pearl.
Yeah.
Haven't.
Yeah, I have also never seen it. Wait, let's see. You know what a pearl is, right? It is very precious and very expensive, right? Expensive. It's when it costs a lot of money.
Oh, so, okay. And it looks normal when it's just in the shell,
It looks normal.
but when it's back to a necklace, don't know why it would become beautiful.
Right. So pearls actually come from mussels. Isn't that very interesting? So when you see, as you said, a pearl necklace, right? Pearls come from the sea if it's real, right? Ricky, have you bought a pearl necklace for your wife?
I think perhaps one times only.
Yeah,
Only bought one time.
one time, right? And you know, women, not all women, but women like pearls a lot, especially real pearls. And it's really interesting that they come from the sea. Okay, let's close this. So how about we go back to talking about the octopus, right? Um, so I thought one interesting thing was that octopuses are very smart. You know what is smart?
Yeah, that can think really fast and yeah, do many different think many different decision and do some better way.
Yes, that's right. And do you know about other animals that are very smart and can solve, like here we have solve puzzles. Do you know what is to solve a puzzle?
To put all the piece of puzzle to become a picture.
Sure, that is to literally solve and make a puzzle, but also um, it is to just solve, like to figure out the answer to a question or some other type of like mind task. So that is also to solve a puzzle. So have you heard about other animals that are so smart they can solve a puzzle? Except humans.
Um, so there's an experiment that put octopus and it can just solve a puzzle.
Yeah. So I'm going to show you another animal that is very, very smart, right? You probably know about it. It's the elephant, right? Um, and I don't know if you have seen this, but some elephants can draw. Have you seen elephants drawing?
No, I think maybe like kindergarten drawing.
Okay, let me show you. Oops. Okay, well, it is not showing. I am sure I have seen this. There it is. Here. Whoops. So some animals,
Wow,
even though
I can
they don't
see that
have,
it's apple.
yeah, it's very surprising. They don't have arms, right? Arms. but still with their trunk. Whoops, let me translate it. So an elephant has a trunk that goes out of its face. Trunk.
Trunk.
So with its trunk, it can draw. And it's very impressive, right? So similarly, the octopus can solve puzzles. They can learn. You know what is to learn? You are learning right now, or talking and learning through talking, right?
Right.
And they can also use tools. And tools, whoops, let me show you. Tools.
Tools.
And so in the video, they were talking about how can octopuses do all of those things. Did you understand why the octopuses are so smart? Ricky, what about you? Did you?
They move always, and they have the intelligence to know how to move 8 legs, so they have also the intelligence to solve puzzle.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Ricky, what about you?
I think it's item 6 and the 7.
Sorry?
I think the answer is item 6, 7, and 8.
Item 6, 7, and 8. Right, that's exactly right. So usually our behavior, right? Let me translate behavior. Behavior.
Behavior.
So the things we do, the way we think, it comes from our bodies, right? Our body, our biological structure. So in the video, they explain that the head of the octopus, right, contains a very, very large brain, right? Brain over here. Brain.
Brain.
And actually, let's check the octopus. Let's see if we can get a picture of the octopus brain. Oh, wow. Okay. There it is. This is very complicated, very difficult, a very complex brain. And it's also very, very big. Do you see it here? It has, whoops. It is not like our brain, right? You know how the human brain looks like?
Yes, I know, like stuff with many lines that go inside.
Right, like the neurons, the connections inside the brain, right?
Right.
So and this is loading too long. So the octopus brain is very different. And the head of the octopus is so big compared to its body, right?
Right.
And the octopus has a very complex nervous system. Do you know what is a nervous system?
To detect danger.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to have a biology lesson here. Have you, Weston, do you study biology?
No.
No. Have you studied biology before?
No, but I know a little bit.
Okay. What about you, Ricky? Do you remember your biology lessons?
No.
No? Okay. So what was your favorite subject in school? When you were younger?
Mm, sport.
Sport. Okay. Interesting. What about you, Weston?
Um, favorite subject. The lesson called ICT that teach using computer system and other things.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's very interesting. So definitely not biology, right? Well, then it's probably very interesting for you that because humans, they know octopuses are very smart. So now I think this, we also saw it in the video. They are trying to design robots to mimic, right? To mimic. Whoops. Or to imitate, mimic or imitate what robots are doing, what octopuses are doing. So you know what's a robot?
Yes, I know what is
Yeah.
robot that move by a lot of code and like the code is like rules and doing them.
Yeah, that's right. Um, and robots actually, a lot of the things or technologies that we use every day are robots, right? Let's look at a picture. So those are very kind of more complicated robots that look like humans, but some robots are just machines. So, for example, Ricky, what type of robots do you think you have in your house?
Hmm.
Like
What kind of
household
robots?
equipment.
Hmm.
Oops. For example, in the kitchen, right?
Mhm.
All of those things are also robots. So, do you have any at home?
Yes. If they are robots, I think I have a lot of them in my house.
Yeah, because they do something and they do it for you, and you don't have to do it. So that's why they're robots, because what they do is automated, right? It's automated. Whoops.
So I can also call them as machine.
You can also call them, sorry, what?
So I can also call them as machine.
Yes, a machine, right. So there is a little difference between a machine and a robot. It can be a machine and not really a robot, but they're very similar, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, speaking about this, in the video, they explained how the 8 tentacles, did we translate tentacles? Yes. So the 8 tentacles of the robot, they do things in an automated way. So in one way or another, the body of the octopus is kind of like a robot, right?
Right.
So let's talk about some animals that look like an octopus. Can you think about other animals that are similar?
Similar to octopus.
Yes.
Jellyfish.
Yes, that is amazing. Let's look at a jellyfish.
It's also soft and with some thing like similar to octopus.
Exactly, like the shape, right? It has a big, well, its body looks like the head of the octopus, right? Have you seen a jellyfish in real life?
No, never.
Never?
In
In
Hong Kong, there are no jellyfish. I think.
Okay. Are you sure?
I think
Okay.
not. Not sure. As I must.
Yeah. Okay. So you've never seen. What about in the zoo? Let's
No.
first jellyfish. We know what's a zoo.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you have never seen a jellyfish. Okay. You, Ricky, have you seen a jellyfish before?
Yes, I see jellyfish before in the zoo and the ocean park.
Okay. And you probably know then what jellyfish do.
Mm-hmm.
Something very scary.
No,
No? Okay. And you,
they
Weston?
move slowly. They move
Mhm.
slowly and elegant.
Okay. But they also do something else that is kind of dangerous for humans.
Poisons.
Some of them, yes, like the octopus, they have poison that they can release.
Mm-hmm.
But some of them just sting, right? Whoops. Sting.
Mm-hmm. Sting.
Sting.
So sting. That means that when they touch you,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of burns and it's a very unpleasant feeling.
Yeah, and I heard it's with poison.
Yes, yeah. So they release, sometimes the poison is not so strong, sometimes it's stronger. So look at those jellyfish stings. It looks bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, so I have actually been stung by a jellyfish when I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
in the sea. So it was very unpleasant. But some people are also allergic to the jellyfish.
Mm-hmm.
So their skin gets very red, very um, like swollen. Okay, let's remove this. It doesn't look very good, right?
Right.
So you're right, Weston. So the jellyfish really, really looks like the octopus in shape, right? Let's see them together, maybe. Okay. Yeah, so they look similar, but they are very different. And someone also mentioned earlier that the octopus produces ink, right? There it
Yeah.
is. Let's translate ink. So, why do you think the octopus releases the ink?
When it is alert that this something may cause danger to them, then they may use the ink to let the thing cannot see clear, like some smoke. The function is like smoke that when the other animals look, when the smoke or the ink go away, then the octopus already gone away.
That was great. Yes, absolutely. You are right. A lot of animals protect themselves, right? By kind of confusing the enemy, or um, in the case of the octopus, releasing ink and kind of preventing, as you said, the enemy from seeing. Um, and it is kind of beautiful, right? Like ink, black ink being released. It's very interesting. Very interesting. What about you, Ricky? What do you think about the octopus ink?
I have no idea how does octopus produce ink.
Yes, me neither. That is a great question. Let's
Is it like
figure it
they have
out.
this special system? So when they are spitting out ink, it's easy as we are spitting out like saliva.
Saliva, right? Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Weston. And that is natural to the octopus, as it's natural for us to spit saliva. Absolutely. So let's check exactly how do octopuses produce ink, because it's very interesting to me as well. Um, let's open an article and we can look at it together, right? Okay, wow, that is very complicated. We don't have to read all of it. Here, they're showing the body of the octopus again. Okay, so here it is very small, but they're saying that the ink is produced in the ink sac. So here, can you see my cursor, my mouse? Yes. So here is the ink sac. It's very small. Can you see it?
Oh,
Over
yes.
here to the right. So the
And
ink
I'm
sac,
curious that is it the ink is similar to the ink that we use to write words, and is it the same one?
yeah, definitely. And so it is made in the ink sac and mixed with the mucus in the funnel organ. It's very complicated. But here it is produced and then it is sprayed through the tentacles, right? Over here. So we see all of them. It looks kind of scary when you look at it from the inside, right?
Uh,
Okay.
it seems like a machine,
Seems like what?
or something special like castle.
Yes, like it's not real.
Yeah, because the picture they use a different way to draw it, so looks
Mm-hmm.
like unreal.
Definitely. And like look at the eyes. It looks like a very scary monster creature.
It's like crazy scientists invent a special weapon.
Yes, absolutely. And when you think about it, thank you for mentioning weapon. Like the ink is kind of like the octopus's weapon, right?
weapon,
We know what is
Yeah,
a weapon.
the defense weapon.
Yes, exactly. So when the octopus is scared, it releases the ink. And when other animals are scared, like snakes, what do they do?
They will bite the animals.
Yes. However,
like-
snake-
Like
right.
bee, that when they sting others, they may get the danger of life danger if they have no the sting. But if it's scared, then it will sting human or other animals. But if they are not scared, then they will not sting other animals.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, that was great. Have you ever been attacked or like bitten by a bee or attacked by another animal?
No, I'm not. I don't always irritate animals.
Yeah, that's good. What about you, Ricky?
I cannot remember. I were bite by any kind of animals.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. It's not very pleasant to be attacked by an animal, especially like a snake, which can be poisonous, right? Let's see. Whoops, my bad. We don't have a lot of time, but I will show you. Let's see some poisonous snakes, right? Very scary. And usually when the animal is very poisonous, you can tell by its colors. Like it looks like either its colors are brighter or there is something, right, that makes it look more scary. Have you seen snakes like this?
No.
Yeah,
The
me neither.
snakes looks really colorful. Seems really scary.
Yeah, they are. Definitely. Okay, well, unfortunately, we're out of time. But thank you so much for joining me today. Did you enjoy reading and learning about the octopus?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want to have an octopus as a pet right now? No? A snake, maybe?
A snake.
Snake.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be sharing this vocabulary list in the group. Do you have any last minute questions?
我们没有在躲东西，躲都没有，就是在查生活。
No. No.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I wish you a great day. I hope this was useful for you, and I hope to see you again.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you
Thank
next
you.
time.
Bye bye.